With that, where do you think Mesidor ends up going? Because again, he has certainly, again, it was easy to talk about Ruben Bain all year. Again, it was Ruben Bain. That defensive front gave everybody they
Oh,
played
yeah.
fit. Mesidor was a big part of that. Obviously, more questions. Does Mesidor make it top 20? Does he stay in the first round? Or are there enough questions that, hey, this could be a little bit of a slide for him?
I think it's maybe one of those mock draft slides where like he goes a little lower than people doing a lot of mocks, including myself, expect because of the age question. He's almost 25, or he's going to be 25 here shortly. So, you're pretty much capped out athletically. I don't, again, not saying that you can't improve or make strength gains or quickness and all that, but there's not a whole lot of growth typically after the age of 25. And you're second contract, you're going to be 30 years old if you're a first round pick. I mean, it's just unusual. You don't see prospects that old unless they're a quarterback or something unusual. But I think he'll end up somewhere in the back quarter, that 25 to 32 range, if I had to guess. Maybe it's a little sooner, maybe it's a little later, but if I had to like pick one little area of the draft, I at some point people are going to say we need pass rushers, and I'll be willing to take the risk a little bit.
Yeah, again, Ruben Bain, another just good football player. You get better, you like the high floor. Again, whatever the ceiling is, he's going to give you good quality snaps. That wraps up the trenches. We got one more quarterback that we haven't hit on. Again, one for sure in the first round. Are we going to get a second? And Neil, Ty Simpson is the guy. What do you want to ask about Ty Simpson?
My question on Simpson is this, Eric. Is he a product of a shortage of quarterbacks this year? It sounds like you have come down on him as a day one guy. Fair enough. Is it because there's so many needs and so few really kind of elite type quarterbacks this year? Is he benefiting, I guess, from this year's draft class, and they'll probably go day one?
I think he is. I think he's definitely better. That doesn't negate him as a prospect. I just think that he fits in nicely as a potential player B, for teams like the Jets, like the Browns, like the Cardinals, like the other ones who haven't scooped up a quarterback. And I think the discussion probably begins sort of in that Messidor area, I guess, the 25th pick and on, right? I mean, I'm somewhere around there. I don't know that Pittsburgh is interested at 21. I don't know. The Browns have a second first rounder. The Jets have a second one above that. They also pick 33rd. The Cardinals pick 34th. The Jets have more ammunition than anybody next year, this year. They can throw whatever offer they want. If they like the guy, they can get him. There's no problem. They could draft him at 16. They could trade back in around one and get him. It's going to be like one of those handful of teams I think I mentioned. The prospect has his share of warts. I mean, Simpson looked good early, got hurt, didn't look as good. He's not a big kid, doesn't have a wow arm, but he made some wow throws, I would say. You look at some of those games, man, especially in the first 7, 8, 9 games of the season before he started taking a beating, and it's pretty impressive. But 15 games, a little light for me. I would have loved to see one more year from him. But yeah, I think if it's not, I'd be shocked if he got past 33, because if not, Arizona would take him at 34 if I had to guess. Yeah, it's kind of that late first or right away in round two.